baby.
But dude, thanks for coming to hang, man. Tony, with Newline Skateparks. So, and then we got Peter, returning guest with Face Skate Supply. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
Super excited about the park, and thank you for jumping on this last minute. I think I contacted you like less than 24 hours ago. I was like, is there any way you could come do our podcast before you take off out of town until next year? So thanks for being here, man.
No worries.
How did you get into building skate parks for a living? I was kind of surfing through your Instagram, and it looks like you're just all over the place. Seems like a rad job.
Yeah. Well, back in like 2005, I got in with my local skate park committee and wanted to get our park built. And I had some construction experience from living in New York City after 9/11, and got interested in like really being hands-on a part of my build in my town. So I got my general contractor license and got to build it. Fast forward 15 years later, done about 100 around the country.
Wow.
And, yeah. Just kind of really took a knack, a liking to it, and found my niche finally, and
now, were you with? How long have you been with Newline?
for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Newline's relatively new, right?
No, Newline's been around for 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, they're one of the older skate park companies around. They're from Canada, and they've been designing and building up in Canada for 20 years now. We're celebrating our 20 years this year.
Canadian company. Okay.
Yep. But 5 years ago, they actually bought out my old company, and we started building down here in the States. And we took on Canton Russell, who has been, added about 15 years or more too, with his own companies and with other companies as a designer. And we started building our own projects down here then. So we're all one big company. But we have our own build and design team down here, and the Canadian team is all across Canada. We've got offices, like our office for construction is in Florida, in Edgewater, Florida, like near New Smyrna Beach. That's my first park. And then we have design offices in San Diego, and we got a satellite office in San Francisco and Denver and Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
All over the place.
Yeah, like no one really works in an office, except me. I have my own office because I had it, when we came into the company. And then in Canada, we've got offices in British Columbia, Langley, in Calgary, and in Ontario. And we're kind of all over the place. We design parks in Africa.
Wow.
We work a lot with the Concrete Jungle Foundation and Skateistan and other outreach programs like that. And we actually send our guys overseas to help donate and build parks with locals in Jamaica, Cambodia.
Dude, anywhere there's a need, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So it was a pretty amazing thing to do my company for 10 years and then become part of a much larger and really thoughtful company that really tries to build community and build skateboarding responsibly. It's been a great ride so far.
Well, we're super excited. I can speak for Peter.
Very happy to have you.
Yeah, man. And I guess I was a little nervous when I first started hearing news of like we're gonna get a skate park. I was like, man, I hope they get some dudes in here that really know what they're doing. We've got, I think, some attempts around town where people have tried to build some stuff for skaters.
Sure.
And if you don't get the measurements right and the incline right, you can't skate it. And so, I mean, we've got examples of that at Railroad Park and maybe some other places and other parks that we've had through the long saga of trying to get a skate park here, a public skate park in Birmingham.
Right.
And I can't thank Peter enough. I think he was like the main catalyst. And
yeah, it's been a battle though.
Yeah, man.
And then when you meet with the city, they get these portfolios or folders from American Ramp Company and all these things, and those are just like, well, I know American Ramp Company builds good parks now, but they would just send out like, you get A, B, or C for so and so amount of money, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what Homewood Park was, but now,
Okay.
I mean,
because even Homewood Park,
it's gone
yeah,
a lot farther these days for sure.
definitely.
Sure.
We're getting way more than we ever anticipated.
Yeah, how big is the overall park? Remind me.
It's 57,000 square feet.
57,000 square
Yeah.
feet. So for the Southeast, is there any park? I know we've mentioned the Louisville Park a lot, but is there any park that rivals?
No.
No?
This will be about the 4th largest in the United States.
Fourth largest in the
Wow.
United States. Wow, dude, that's crazy.
It's kind of a mind thing though, because when you go down there, it's such a linear park, like a
Yeah.
lengthwise park that
Yeah.
you know, Louisville feels really massive because it's
It's just one big
a big
plot.
blob.
Yeah.
But it's big.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen some of the flyovers and stuff. You know, I think it
My
was
drone.
either you. Yeah, you flew a drone through there, and then there was another. It was like a CAD animation of
Yep.
like what
Yep.
the final product's going to look like, and I was tripping out, man. And
Yeah, that
as,
one-
as so
that
many
one went-
people were,
That went crazy.
dude, it was nuts. And
People were like DMing me like, I'm crying right now.
dude, I
This
know,
is
dude, it's so
insane.
insane. And then even seeing Katie, if you could pull up, we have your Instagram pulled up here.
Yeah.
You were posting a couple of photos, like that last photo you said
From today.
right from today. So what is this that we're looking at right here?
We're calling that the Olympic Bowl because it's got that island that you'll see people doing like 360 kick flips and stuff over. And
Insane stuff. Yeah.
yeah, maybe BMXers are going to be able to launch that thing and go like 10 foot. The deep end's 10 foot. It's got a foot and a half of vert. Everything else, it's shallow. The shallow end back in the corner there is 6 foot, and then the extensions, the one right across that we're welding the coping on is 8 foot, and then there's that laid back bank there that's I think 7.5 foot. But
Yeah, mellow. Yeah, just a mellow 7.5 foot. That's
but
great.
it's crazy. I mean, I've built a lot of bowls, and you don't really get to build many bowls that are this huge. And then right next to it is the Amoeba Bowl that's a 10 foot to 6 foot, regular backyard
Pool looking.
pool bowl.
Okay, cool.
pool coping.
Do you have a
tile,
photo of
death
that?
box. I do. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah.
It looks just like the one in the drawing there.
Yeah, pull up the drawing,
third
the
one.
third photo.
The
Yeah,
third
click
one,
on
yeah,
that.
there it is. So yeah, that's a 10-foot deep end and 6 foot. I'll definitely send you.
Yeah, for anybody listening, we do have a YouTube channel. You can check out some of the stuff we're talking about.
Yep.
See some pictures.
And then of course the pump track. We did a pump track in Newnan this year in Georgia, and it's wildly
which
popular.
is wildly fun
Dude, yeah,
it's-
I've never skated one,
for
man.
anybody.
It's crazy. It's whoop-de-doos and there's a tabletop jump in there. People are
Okay.
posting clips like clearing the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's on a bike, it's nothing, but on a skateboard, it's
Dude, that's intense, man. Yeah.
But it's a racetrack and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Dude.
good cardio for you. You just feel good for doing it.
Yeah, for somebody like me that can't even like kickflip anymore, that'd be probably the first place I go to.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
6 in the morning before all the skate rats get
Oh,
there.
you'll
and start
get
tearing it up.
worked. One of our
Yeah.
guys broke his nose skating it. He just
Just wiped out.
yeah, it wasn't cleaned out yet, and the landscaping wasn't done, and there was some debris that had come in on the edge, and he just slipped out and ate it going around one of the pockets. He just disappeared, and we're like. And then he comes up, and there's a little like.
Oh, my
blood
gosh.
going down,
Oh, dude.
whoa. But yeah, I mean, it's a good ride. And then there's a little 4-foot bowl over in the corner too. And we've actually, this park's so big, and we don't have all the time in the world to build this. So we're working with our friends from Hunger Skateparks. They're from Indiana.
Oh, I follow them. They do good stuff. I
Yeah,
like it.
they do. They're great. Bart and his son, their father's son, and
Okay.
yeah, they got good crew of people, and they're doing the pump track and the little bowl for us, and they worked with us in Newnan as well. So good to
All hands on deck, man.
Yeah,
That's
that'll
awesome.
be happening
Yeah.
at the same time then, like double duty.
yeah,
a little bit.
they're already on site too.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep,
Cool.
yep, that's why you see the other bowl going too.
Oh,
But,
what do you mean? You see the other bowl going? Is it?
Oh yeah, it is. If you look at the other end of the site, there it's going as well. I don't put it on my Instagram.
Okay, I haven't been down there in a couple of days, so maybe
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get some updated photos.
Yeah, I'll send
Yeah.
you all that. I've got a ton in my phone.
Well, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So at the time of this recording, how much of the park? What's the progress at this point that's been made? I mean, obviously it's just digging.
The Olympic Bowl is pretty much done. When we come back January 3rd, we got 2 more days of rebar and some forms to finish up, and then starting the 5th, we got a 10 days in a row, and all the walls of that bowl will be poured.
Wow. Okay.
And then we won't work on that again until we get the pool coping and tile installed in the 10-foot pocket. And then once that's in, then we put the flats in, just so no one poaches and like grinds a tile.
Tries to
before
get
the
in there.
coping's
Yeah, okay.
yeah. And then we'll be moving right into digging the big bowl. I mean the swimming pool bowl. And that one, that's only like a 5-pour bowl. But we'll get that dug and formed, and that's all pool coping and tile. And there's a cool death box in it, her strainer box.
Yeah.
It says Newline Skateparks in the back wall of it. It's
Okay,
pretty
sick.
cool.
So how many bowls are we gonna have total?
3 bowls.
3 bowls.
On
Wow, man.
track.
Yeah.
We're doing a replica of the Ghetto Banks.
We've heard. I don't know if you talked about that when we were here. I know we definitely talked about the ghetto banks getting torn down, and then we had our friend Hunter on, and he was actually probably the last person I know to go skate it.
Yeah.
He hopped the fence and got in there, and they're like mid demolition.
It's still standing right now.
Is it? Okay.
They started demolishing the whole area today.
Yeah,
or
I saw some
yesterday.
AL.com.
Yeah, there was an
thing.
AL.com article. So some of the buildings are coming down now. So if you want to get your last licks, get there before probably a week.
Yeah,
Who
we've
knows?
been getting there.
That shit
Well,
will go down
dude,
quick.
dude, that's crazy. But he mentioned when we had him on, he was like, "No, dude, they're doing a replica of the ghetto banks."
We
And,
are. Yep.
So that's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yep. Right down at the base of the plaza, as you turn right off of one of the like 45 banks, it's like 2/3 of the ghetto bank. So it's right up, the quarter pipe, and then it blends down to nothing on just one end. You
Okay.
couldn't do that on both ends.
And it's going to have no coping, just like Ghetto Banks.
Yeah, just hard edge.
Just hard edge, dude. That's sick, man.
Yep.
So it's been a long and tedious road to get where we are, and we've had Peter on a previous podcast and kind of hammered all the long journey to get to where we are now, and I can't even believe some of the photos that I'm seeing. It's like, this is our backyard, it's crazy. How did you guys remind me how you guys got involved and how Newline is in Birmingham today building us a skate park?
Well, Canton,
it's
Canton, Russell, and Peter have been working at this for a few years.
Yeah, we've been working for a while, and
Yep.
he's just always he's going to help no matter what.
Yeah.
If it ever comes. And as soon as we got that opportunity and the city stepped up, we were like, talk to Canton, and then he's going to take you from here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then and then it just happened. Newline Skatepark happened. That's 2 hours away from here. What, 6 months ago, if that?
Yeah.
3 months ago.
And I even remember Canton bringing the people from Birmingham to LaGrange too. We built LaGrange.
And LaGrange, yeah. So it kind of like
So.
this whole. You guys are building a lot in the southeast, I guess,
Yep.
and it's just come to the right time. Or
Yeah.
You might even be doing a project in Tennessee soon.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we're
The Southeast is
everywhere.
just exploding.
They're
That's
they're
awesome.
everywhere too, though. He's been up in Minneapolis or Minnesota for a long time too.
Minnesota, Michigan, Massachusetts, all the M's. Are
Man.
Yeah, but
That's
it's cool.
wild, dude.
It's cool. We're getting our pocket filled. Around
Yeah,
here,
man.
Yeah.
And everybody swears that these are the best parks. I mean, Atlanta's probably got 10 parks in the metro area, within our area or something, and everybody swears by Newnan. Right now.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
that guy from the Olympics, the Brazilian dude.
Oh yeah, he was there. Yeah,
He
that
goes
plays
there all the time.
Does he live nearby?
I don't know. He's there all the time.
Oh, I thought
There's
everybody was
clips.
just reposting it, the same
No.
clip that he went by there on the way to Tampa Pro or something.
No.
Just some clips, some dude shredding the park, local
Is-
park
is
up there.
This guy Kelvin Hoffler, he got second place in the Olympic street. He's like,
Oh, okay,
he's
yeah.
big time,
Yeah.
like Nyjah,
Yeah.
Olympic,
Huge. Yeah,
or like
yeah.
contest dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously he loves it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're stoked because it's only 2.5, 3 hours away. We can
Right.
drive there and skate it on the weekends too.
Yep.
Well, dude, I'm psyched about this. I mean, just everything that they're doing with the City Walk project and just the whole downtown area. The skyline used to look a lot different not that long ago, and so a lot of investment in downtown, which is really cool.
Yeah, Birmingham's really stepped up the past few years, big time.
Well, I think the last time we had you on, you were a big fan of Mayor Woodfin and kind of his
And Daryl O'Quinn,
and everything.
they're
that
leading
they've
the
done.
charge on cool things happening.
Yeah. He's a cool mayor. We got a pretty rad mayor. Any ETA right now of completion?
We're aiming for end of May, early June. The World Games are coming to Birmingham, and they really want it done by then. So
Sure.
that's our goal.
Good solid deadline.
Yeah, I hear aspects of the whole park are going to be done, but not like as far as City Walk, the 10-block long park.
Yeah.
It's a huge project, man.
Yeah, it's like $43 million, the whole
crazy.
the whole project.
Dude, I
It's-
remember when it started, I heard 15, and then at the meeting, the guy, Al.Dot guy, pulled me aside. He's like, it's more like 30.
Yeah.
And then he just dropped 40 something.
43. Oh, I'm
That's a
sure
lot.
That's a lot of money, dude.
Yep.
But if you go down there, you see it. There's
So that's for the entire City Walk, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's actually pretty funny that we're making a skate park for 1 block of it, but if you walk or ride past there, it's about a 9-block skate park.
it really is.
Just
There-
the way
there's
the features and ledges and
stairs
everything.
I get calls
everywhere.
every day from people. They're like, I'm looking at the skate park now, dude. It looks so sick.
And they're way down.
The
like-
hubbas and the stairs, and there's stuff everywhere, man. I'm like, that's not a skate park. I'm like, Brassfield and Gorey or somebody built that.
Built that,
Like,
yeah.
They're gonna hate us.
I was about to say, man, do you anticipate with a new skate park and with the City Walk and with it being this new thing and us being so foreign to having something like this, do you anticipate any issues? You know?
I do, but I mean, when it's done, it's done. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I know it is going to be overseen, kind of like Railroad Park, and have some, you know,
Have some security.
park security. BJCC's taking on that.
Okay.
But I mean, they're building beautiful stuff. I mean, there's going to be a beer garden a couple blocks down.
Sure.
So you're going to hit stuff on the way to go get some food, or
Yeah, I mean, it's fine if you're just like cruising through, but actually,
Yeah.
you know,
I
sessioning the hubba or whatever,
yeah,
you know.
But it's going to happen.
It's
And
gonna
I
happen.
hope it's like Railroad Park. I mean, we skate all at Railroad Park. The skatable area is the worst of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. The one thing I see is parking is going to be nuts.
at City
Sure.
Walk.
Yeah,
bet.
we're taking over the old parking lot, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And there's no plans for a new parking lot. So
Now,
they're
when you
gonna-
say
they're gonna
parking lot, what do you mean?
there used to be parking under the bridge.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Years ago,
Yeah,
before
but
it was
they
fenced up.
canceled that. You
Yeah.
know,
It was,
they had.
after 9/11, they fenced all of it.
you know, I
all
mean,
the time. But
Yeah.
When you go to a big park like Spring, Texas, I've been there a few times on a Friday night. There's 300 or 400 people skating that
Sure.
park. You know,
Now, will this
But I'm
part?
like-
we'll see.
I'm like, it's a city, you know. You park and you skate to your
yeah.
Yeah,
destination,
you skate,
you know.
park behind the BJCC and just cruise down that hill, you know,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a thing.
Yeah.
I remember when everybody was voting on the amenities for the City Walk Park, you know,
Yeah,
there was some people that were really upset that they were taking away parking
sure.
and putting a park there, you know.
I mean, you gotta.
I'll
There's sacrifice gotta be
I'll
made.
sacrifice, man.
Yeah, dude.
Let's make some cool stuff.
It'd be awesome. They'll figure it out, man. They'll build some new parking decks or
They
or
will.
something.
They
I don't
will.
know.
I think there's a lot of potentials right around that area that could become parking. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen with this project.
Sure.
I mean, we have scooters now, right? Electric scooters.
Dude, I've been seeing those things everywhere. Yeah, just parked all over.
I can't be photographed on one of those.
That the skate park will be littered with those things. I bet.
Oh, I'm
Just
sure.
Abandoned and trashed.
Maybe some Fell Army videos of somebody trying to take it through the bowl or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, dude, sounds like you really have a really rad job just traveling around. I
Sure.
I would imagine you're on the road a lot doing this, but it's a labor of love, I'm sure.
Yep.
When did you get into skateboarding and all that?
Well, about 1980, I was on a soccer team, and my friend Bobby Brown got me into skateboarding. Not the singer,
Bobby Brown.
but he brought me up to Kona for the weekend, and I used his extra skateboard, and he dared me to go down all the big hills, and I was like a cat. I was natural, and I just never stopped since then, except for a couple broken legs and stuff like that. But
Golly. That's what I'm praying doesn't happen. I go up there first day and like, break something. Golly,
I mean,
knock on wood.
sometimes you got to pay the toll. you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, I mean, I just always done it. Always will. You
Yeah.
know, until I can't walk anymore.
Well, it seems like a really cool occupation to keep involved in skating and
Yeah,
to
yeah.
stay up with the sport and get to see all these rad parks that you built yourself or,
Yeah.
or had a hand in building. And
Yep. I usually get the first run too.
yeah, dude. So right now, there's nothing complete other than just like doing the groundwork and foundation work and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
When we were talking earlier about security and like how the park is going to be, I assume there will be lights and it'll be lit. But is it going to be a 24-hour thing,
No.
or will there actually be like?
I don't know what the hours are gonna be, but part of our scope is this 6-foot fencing, like 900 feet of fencing's going around it. It's nice fencing. It's like pickets, the little
Ornate fencing, ornamental fencing.
ornamental
Yeah.
fencing. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fenced and closed at a certain hour. I
Oh
just
wow,
don't know what
okay,
hour.
that's a lot of fencing, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like 120 grand worth of fencing.
Last
Yeah.
time I talked to Canton, it was an issue we were working on.
Yeah.
Not just putting up some ugly fence, 'cause
Yeah,
you just don't really want to do that with a skate park these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it to feel open and feel like it's part
Yeah.
of the rest of the park and not like it's its
Right.
own separate.
The renderings I've seen with the fence, it's not obnoxious. It looks like it's there for safety of the spectators more than anything, or something.
Sure.
Sure.
It's just kind of a division, I guess.
Yeah, the pathway of the overall park goes right through the center.
Right.
So some of that is 42-inch railing,
Yeah.
like so you can walk through, sit down, watch, but the outside edges are going to have the 6-foot fencing. So
Okay.
we really, we always as a team we try to push for open access, but we do what we can, and
Yeah.
we settled on something nice. At
Yeah.
least,
Yeah.
But
And let's face it, this is Alabama, where
Yeah.
they want to put a fence around everything. Always have here.
yeah,
But I mean, I'm not mad at
At
it.
this point, I'm not complaining at all.
No.
Yeah.
no,
I've heard the lights are supposed to be on until 10 o'clock at night, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
And maybe that's when the, gates get locked, or if the gates get locked, I don't know.
yeah, who knows how it'll work? But right now the lights turn on promptly at 5. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
cool.
Like,
Oh, so it's just on a timer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was hoping like the lights would go off and then it would just be like disco lights under there for like cosmic
well, yeah, they got all the
skating,
lights that are under
Yeah,
the
they're
bridge. I didn't
pink
think
and
about
green
that.
and
Yeah,
blue.
man.
Yeah.
Do
They're
they
on
turn
all
those up? They're on all the time.
They're on all
Yeah.
the time. So I was like, oh, it'd be like when you go cosmic bowling.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Play the disco music, like
Yeah,
you said.
all of the shotcrete we're doing is like a charcoal dark gray. So I'm wondering how it's gonna play. Like the blue lights will shine off the walls and the bowls and stuff, or
Yeah.
pink or green or whatever. It's those three, like your Christmas lights.
Dude.
yeah, I think that's another beauty of the park is it's not just concrete colored. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
colored really pretty.
yeah.
Like
Well-
it looks beautiful.
Pull up, Katie, if you could, pull up our Instagram. And I've got a video
Yeah, you got
that I
the
shared
fly-through.
of the fly-through, the animation.
Yeah.
And while she's pulling that up,
Yeah, and that animation fly through only shows a glimpse.
just a
you know?
glimpse of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got that somewhere. So if you scroll down, should be keep going. Right there
There
in the
it is.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right here. So that has the fence in the animation. Okay. So that's kind of an idea. Of what
That's
it
the
looked
ghetto
like.
bank right on the left.
Right there. That's it.
The left. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you
It's
can
so
see
rad.
the fencing in it. Ryan, our designer in Oklahoma, he's really detail orientated with the Lumion, the 3D program he uses. It's pretty amazing.
But this is an accurate animation of
Oh
what it
yeah,
looked like.
that's,
Okay.
that's the bowl we're about to start pouring right there.
Yep. And you can see the spectator walking area.
Okay, cool. So it's kind
So
of
you can-
elevated. and you
yeah,
can kind of
and
see
you can
down.
sit up there and just watch, or you can skate that area. I imagine.
Dude,
Totally.
I mean, it looks skatable.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's amazing, man.
So yeah,
And the painted concrete and stuff, or I guess that's a different material.
No, it's concrete. It's integral color. So the whole truck of concrete's that color. It's not actually that red. It's a palomino, which is like a tan color. There's the pool bowl. That's accurate.
Right there next to it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's only like a 6-foot deck between that 6-foot shallow end and the 10-foot deep end of the bowl. And
Oh, you think somebody will go
Ryan,
there?
our designer's like, I want to see someone transfer that. Like,
Some
yeah.
BMXers first, probably.
Yeah, that's the Dandrehobel Gap, or I don't know.
But like the left, that street area on the left is the high impact area, and then up there is more of a low impact of like more
Yep.
Like mellow stuff.
not break yourself.
Yeah, sure.
So it's got something for like everybody.
For everybody, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Just ledges all over the place, little
So,
hubbas
yeah.
and step ups. And
I've always fought like with this forever. Like you need something for kids to learn on, especially here in the South. I mean,
Yeah.
we've never even had. We've had mini ramps and back and forth transition, but we haven't had much for bold corners ever in our lives, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, that's something, growing up in Alabama, is so foreign to me is like pool skating or bowls or any kind of transitions, really. I've traveled around and skated some parks around the country, and yeah, it's just something that's just everybody that comes out of Alabama is like predominantly street skating.
skaters, yeah.
You don't
Right.
get a lot of bowl skaters.
Yeah, we had a good
vert and
vert
stuff.
scene back here in the 80s, 90s era.
Yeah.
Well, not even the 90s, just late 80s, really. Yeah, and then after that, it went just strictly mini ramps, which the street skaters used, and
Yep.
but it just never bold corners, man.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's a really hard carpentry.
Yeah.
I've done a wooden park. It's got a really good bowl in it, but man, that's
wooden bowls.
Oh,
just
wooden
dollar
bowls.
for dollar. It's almost more
It's
expensive
not worth
to
it,
build than
right.
concrete.
I've seen them do it,
insane.
and it's like 1,000 ribs.
Oh yeah, just to get those
just to get it.
transitions right. Or
Yeah.
Woodward, like all their
Yeah.
ramps are wood and all that stuff.
I would do it out of concrete way sooner, I think.
Yeah. Well, and you don't have to maintain concrete
Right.
as much.
Yeah,
I mean, a little bit, but not really.
Do you think graffiti will be a big issue?
I mean,
I'm hoping not.
I'm worried,
man.
you know.
Dude, I want it to. It looks so clean and pristine, and I guess I've gotten older, and I'm like, man, I hope
I mean, we're gonna have
kids
the,
don't get there and start tagging everything.
we're gonna have the
That becomes
old
a
guard
problem.
there to kind of set the precedence, hopefully, and hopefully
Yeah.
people, things organically happen,
Sure.
and they hopefully will follow suit,
yeah.
and we'll do volunteer days to pick up trash, just so kids understand, like, you pick your stuff up, you don't
Right.
shit where you eat.
Yeah.
But let's
Help us
face
take
it.
care of it, man.
Let's
Yeah.
face it. If you've seen Louisville pictures right now, oh my god,
That's
Yeah.
wild because it's been a lifetime ago when I was last there, but there was no.
no, it was nothing.
It was
nothing.
nice.
Yeah, I guess they just laid off a little bit, like,
And it's just covered now.
and it's now covered. Yeah,
Really?
I mean,
Yeah, we try to set the city up right. We'll set you up with the right information on how to get rid of graffiti. We don't want people taking matters into their own hands with products. We
Right, right.
put a good sealer on there that it's a deep penetrating sealer, and it makes it so that you can get things like graffiti off or soda or gum or
just
whatever.
anything. Yeah.
And there's this stuff we always recommend called elephant snot.
Cool.
It's graffiti.
Shout out
remover.
elephant snot.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and it's this pink goo that you brush onto any kind of paint, and 30 minutes later you can wash it off with a hose, not even a pressure washer.
oh man, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, cities love it because we tell them about it, and then they're like, we use it in everything. We use it in our bathrooms, or,
Yeah.
'cause-
Wow, that's
yeah.
good to know, because I thought they would be like, if some graffiti happens,
Paint over it or something.
Yeah.
well, no, I figured they'd be like, park's closed for the day, you guys screwed up, and they'd be out there pressure washing,
Yeah,
but
hopefully they don't
see.
do that. And like, there's parks where the maintenance department blows it all the time, where they'll paint with like latex paint
Yeah,
over this like very expensive hand finished concrete. Like, you could have gotten that graffiti off, but you went ahead and painted an entire panel.
oh.
So we try to set them up. We give them a good talk and a nice maintenance manual, and try to set them up for success,
Yeah.
so that we want the park to last and be an asset to the community. That's why we try to make it nice looking.
How many parks have you had a hand in building again?
About 100.
About 100.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Now, how many were through Misiano skate parks?
about 50.
So you're about halfway.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So it was under your own name, your
Yeah.
previous company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All over the place too.
Now,
But-
have you learned a ton? Like, I know
Oh, yeah.
skate parks are leaps and bounds these days.
I learned This one guy, Eric, worked for me a couple of different years, and he has this shirt that says "Learn and Improve Daily." I love that shirt.
Yeah.
It's a really nasty, ratty shirt that's probably never been washed, but he wears it, and I always take note of that. But I mean, the newest guy on your team can teach you something. You know, we just hired this guy that's built homes out in Oregon and all over, and he's a great carpenter, and he's teaching little tricks, you know, to guys that have been building parks a couple of years. And
Cool.
yeah, I mean, you can learn something every
I just
day.
know, like, I've gone and skated parks that, you know, were built 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the weather or what it is, but it compared to today's construction,
Yeah.
oh my God. This stuff's just beautiful butter.
Yeah.
Compared
Nice
to,
and smooth.
If you go to Alabaster Skate Park right now, it's not. It's tough.
Yeah,
messed up.
Newline definitely, and Canton, and he's got a lot of experience from working with almost every builder in the industry,
Yeah.
with, you know, through his design and construction management. But we try everything, and we try to always improve our product to where it's gonna last. You know, we're like, you used to see parks where there's a thing called a bond beam. So if you look at coping in a bowl or on a mini ramp or anything, if you go to an older park, there's no seam behind the coping, about a foot back from the coping.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how you can tell if it's a new park or an old park, because new parks all do the seam, because we found that if you pour the coping in solid with the concrete, then it's gonna last. You're not gonna have this. What people used to do is put the coping up and stand a piece of wood up at a 45 behind the coping, and just shoot the wall in, and then they'd pour the deck later. So what happens is you have a cold joint that's like a diagonal, and the coping, water can get in behind that coping in the concrete, and then it eventually starts eroding
from
in
within.
that cold joint, and it rusts and it gets into the rebar, and then you see on those older parks it's all chipped out under
Yeah.
and behind the coping, because people weren't doing the bond beam, you know. So
Just little things like
Little
that. You would
things
never
like
know,
that,
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the shit I want to know.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome. I would never think about it.
yeah, so we and our parks are really high end with the metal edges everywhere, like
Right.
like Noonan. It looks, you know,
Yeah.
crazy compared to just a gray concrete park from 15 years ago. What kind of things we do to make it so that we can be proud of it 10, 15 years later too. It doesn't look like
Yeah, definitely.
we built that.
Or skating it too soon. How long does it take once the concrete's poured and smoothed out before it's like can handle? Because I know Rob Deerdick opened a park not far from here, and it's escaping me where it is, but we went to the grand
In
opening.
Kennesaw,
Yeah.
Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, yeah. So it was
Yeah.
just a state over, and we went to the grand opening. They had the pros there. It was a beautiful park, but almost immediately, all the edges and hubbas and ledges and everything just started chunking off, like the concrete hadn't fully set. And like
Yeah,
they let everybody skate it too soon. I guess I don't know.
it could have been a number of problems with maybe the mix or the aggregates, the rock, the local materials. Could have been the time for the curing. You never know. It's
Never know.
different. Yeah, we deal with that all the time too. Things happen because, you know, every region that you work in has different materials and
Different
things
climates
things react
Different
differently.
climates, yeah.
But ideally, concrete takes 28 days to cure. You know, you want to have that 28-day curing process, but I'm definitely guilty of skating the very next day.
That was
after I
about
get
to
the flats in, you know. So yeah, we're chomping at the bit when we get the flats in. We're like, oh, I'm bringing my shoes tomorrow,
Dude, yeah, man.
You know?
That is so awesome. And
So-
I've seen a couple of, like I said, scrolling through your Instagram, just photos of you, and it looks like your work attire and your construction orange, and you're out there shredding, you know. So seems like a really cool job. How did we? I went to the event at Cahaba where basically we had an event with the guys. Canton was
yeah.
probably there, and another guy. And we basically everybody that showed up at the event got to vote on kind of the final design of what they wanted.
Right.
And one ultimately won out. I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
90-10 versus place little stickers on this picture you wanted.
Yeah.
But how did we end up with the design that we ended up with?
Just that.
The one from Kava looked more like that first rendering that
Okay.
we looked at earlier.
And I know there's probably been some changes since then.
Right. Like
obviously.
now, if you look at the footprint of it, where they're doing the Olympic Bowl, that's on the far end. The Amoeba Bowl is now changed next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pump track. And then now there's a beginner bowl. So, but just little nuances. It's basically laid out about the same, though, I feel like.
Right.
Okay.
And it's what everybody wanted for sure.
Definitely.
But definitely that community input meeting is a huge part of our process. You
Yeah.
know, we
And
do
that's
that.
the best.
And then we check back again
Yeah.
with a second look. All right, we took your suggestions into account, and that's how we wound up with the beginner bowl, because that's a gnarly bowl and that's a gnarly bowl and there's a pump track. What about for beginners?
Sure.
All right, well, this is a huge park. Let's put a beginner bowl too. You know, and that's important, and that's how things like the ghetto banks make it into parks
Yeah.
too. We want to try to really involve the community. In Newnan, we did the AT&T banks, like a replica of the ones downtown in Atlanta. But we put
Are those
some
those white banks you see in all the videos?
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
another one?
They're like a white marble or
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
but we put
But it's a
transition
famous-
on them.
Okay.
You know, and in Massachusetts, we did this little ledge that's like the Stop and Shop ledge that's been their local skate spot forever, you know, and it's in the park now.
Yeah.
That's rad that you guys take the time to do that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
that's
Yeah,
totally
I even got
important.
I got an email from Canton today about the ghetto banks.
Yep,
And
it's in my.
he's got A, B, and C, and he wants everybody's input of like exactly how to make it the most authentic we can
Right.
do. You
Yeah,
know,
okay.
so
Yep.
he's like, they're listening, and it's awesome.
Yep.
Man, that's amazing.
Yep.
Well, dude, the overall design looks amazing. It looks really cool.
Yeah, like every edge in that thing is skatable.
Yeah, dude. Like in
they
ways
put-
that you probably can't even.
They put metal on every edge.
Yep.
He was telling me that, like, even with the ghetto banks, he was like, they don't like to do no coping. Like, they like to put a metal edge on everything.
But we are.
But they're doing it, yeah. Like,
Obviously, I guess it would last longer.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
metal and
it's
stuff.
going to naturally get its
Yeah.
own little bullnose, you know, and it'll.
but for authenticity's sake, it's rad.
But almost you want that, you
Yeah.
know, in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I would even like it if the concrete's not so smooth or something,
Yeah, it will. I mean,
You know.
when we make it, it's going to look, really clean.
You're right.
But give it a couple weeks, and
Sure.
it's going to start looking like it's been
Shredded.
getting shredded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other spots in the park that are kind of homages to skate parks around, skate spots around Birmingham? I don't know. We don't have a ton, but
No,
not
not that I
really.
know of.
Actually, a new thing just presented itself the other day. Around the park, obviously, there's 4 pillars going across in a couple stripes in the park, and anywhere that the base of the pillar sticks above grade, we're getting a little bit of an extra from the ALDOT to put like a sub wall around them or a seat wall. But there's 2 in our section of the City Walk project. So we're like, oh, can we make them skatable?
Yeah.
So there's one right up by the pool bowl that's going to be like a square volcano around a pillar base.
No.
But it's going to have a little flat return, like a little 10-inch deck. But you'll be able to wall out.
Yeah.
And
You can go
wall
do
in.
foot plants.
oh, okay. So it's not going to be
yeah.
smooth right up the thing, but you could.
But yeah, it's
Okay,
totally
cool.
going to be down.
Yeah, when this started, they were like, the only thing is nothing can touch those pillars. Because
Sure.
they have to be able to service. Come
Well,
in
you
and
got the
service.
highway up there.
And even if they have
But-
to, we don't care. That's an easy enough thing to tear out and replace later.
Okay.
So now, yeah, they've changed
That's
their
rad.
tune on that. They want to make those bases attractive. So that, and then there's one right by the beginner bowl too, which will be more like a little foot tall slappy. kinda.
Slappy,
Yeah.
little slappy joint. Ooh.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah,
But
that's awesome.
slappy volcano around
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pillar base. So
Have you done a lot
That's
of parks
exciting.
under the bridge like what we have in downtown Birmingham?
A couple. We did Rochester, New York.
Okay. A lot of bridges in New York.
Yep. We also Soma in San Francisco.
San Francisco. That's you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That one looks awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
Also Vancouver.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean they come up. We're actually designing one right now for Orlando, which is amazing 'cause I grew up in Orlando, and skateboarding's been illegal in downtown Orlando since I was like 12.
Yeah.
Really?
We used to go skate the Federal Building at night. You know, I'd go with all the older guys. And,
Yeah, and even to this day, you guys don't have a proper park.
we have one. It's
But
Primrose
it's
Park.
you
It
pay
kinda
for it.
sucks, Yeah.
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 There was a bunch of Orlando
12
guys
bucks
up
to skate
here.
That thing. Yeah.
There were some Orlando guys up here like 3 weeks ago. The No Hotels guys from Plus.
Yeah.
They were super cool, but they were telling me they were like kind of where we were at. Like,
Yeah.
we don't really have a good park. They have their Alabaster basically.
Yeah.
Which is like a pay to play.
A paid
Yeah.
park. You got to wear a helmet, I guess, or
Yeah.
things like that. It's
How's
like, really-
Alabaster doing, man? That place has been around forever. I thought like kind of paid parks either with insurance or just with the fact that, skateboarders just don't have $10 every time they want to go skate. I guess it's still around.
It still sits
still
there.
kicking.
I don't know how they do. I would think they would just pull the fences down because it costs too much money to pay somebody to be there
Yeah,
nonstop to collect $2.
sure.
And then if you have fences around the park, you have to have an exuberant like insurance policy, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, if you monitor a park, you make yourself liable.
you make yourself liable.
Yep.
If it's a free
What?
If it's a free public park, the city's indemnified of liability. Like
They
it's
just
like
have
a
to have-
playground. You don't have fences
Can't
around
sue anybody.
playgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to have proper signage.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
There's usually a state statute that says this is a your own risk facility. And then when you
Okay.
try to monitor it and monetize it, you make yourself
You make
like,
yourself liable.
oh, Johnny
forever.
broke his arm. Well, now the city's got a $50,000 lawsuit. you know?
Yeah.
Right.
So-
So it's got to cost them, $100,000 a year to run the place, and they make nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lights. I don't know if they turn them on anymore.
Yeah.
But with the Birmingham park, we will have a fence, yes. We will have the monitoring, yes. But obviously, they're not charging.
Right.
So
It's
does
a
it fall under the same thing, or is
No.
it more like a
Yeah.
use at your own risk type deal?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's where like Railroad Park came into a weird zone too with their skateboard area. They're being sued, or they were being sued. But
Really?
they're a privately owned nonprofit or whatever, and that made them liable. So
Somebody got hurt there.
Some kid ran into there with a scooter or something and whacked their head and knocked themselves out, and the parents are. This was a year ago, maybe.
I didn't hear about that.
Well, they're not talking about it.
Sure. Okay.
But all of
Sure,
a sudden,
why would they?
all of a sudden, there's signs and like A-frame signs all around the bowl, little dish bowl things there that say wear your helmet, and you
Yeah.
do get kicked out or told to go on if you don't have a helmet now.
If you're skating the
Yeah,
bowls.
they've been cracking down, but they're liable and they're in trouble because but this park is in a different. It's a.
We're not going to
city-
have that problem, right? Okay.
Well, it's a
Hopefully.
municipal park like Lynn Park. Is right there, and if you fall down skating there or whatever, you
City's
can't
not
sue
on
the
the hook
city.
for that. Yeah.
As far as I know, I could be wrong, but that's what I've learned. I thought.
Come on, you know all this stuff, man.
Well, we're going to guide them in that way. We've already given them sample signage and sample rules
Okay.
right from our Newnan park, which is, the gold standard right now. That's probably one of the best parks in
Newnan
Georgia.
is the
yeah.
gold standard.
Noonan. Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's only 2 hours from here,
Yeah.
and it's the best skate park I've ever skated.
Well, hit me up next time you go, man, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so fun for anybody. Just
I was
that
about to
pump
say
track,
my skill level nowadays. I get out on that board behind you and just kind of cruise around.
yeah, and that would be
that's
awesome
like
on
the
a pump track.
Yeah, man.
The crazy thing about Newnan, though, is it's 37,000 square feet. So that plus LaGrange, which is about 18,000 square feet, isn't even as big as City
Lagrange
Walk.
is only 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it feels big.
Feels big, but it's only 18. 18
But
is
it's a
pretty
big-
big.
So yeah, like Lagrange is a big square, basically.
Yeah.
It feels like Newnan is a little more linear like us with a little offshoot
Yeah.
kind of thing too.
Yeah.
But Newnan, yeah, that's so crazy. I would think Lagrange would be about the same size. I don't know.
No.
But both of those combined
Aren't
still-
even as big as
Yeah,
City
we're
Walk.
getting that.
Dude, that is insane, man.
Yeah, the first time I met him, I went to the grand opening in Newnan, and I was just like blown away, so stoked. He's like, "You're getting twice this."
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Of all the parks that you've worked on, any that stand out just in the uniqueness of their designs, or when we first got started talking, you said that, one of the bowls that we were getting, or the way that you guys were building it, something you hadn't seen very often.
Yeah, the Olympic Bowl. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, definitely this one is right up there.
It's like something you would see the Vans Park Series big
Yep.
contests that they do
Yep.
that are on
Yeah.
TV all the time.
Totally.
Or like you would see in the Olympics,
Yeah.
it's basically like that. Like you could do real events,
Real events. Here.
real events in that thing.
I
Do
mean,
you think we'll do some real events here, or any kind of?
it's set up for it for sure.
Yeah, and of course that was like when they were talking about the skate park, and our mayor wants the mega skate park so we can bring the real stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like,
But I mean, yeah, all the skate parks I've worked on are unique in some way. Even the ones I used to design, much smaller budget ones were pretty unique. But when I first came onto Newline, I got to go to Banff National Park.
Banff.
It's in Alberta, just outside of Calgary.
Well, I know Banff from just the amount of snow they get. And
Yeah.
stuff. That's about the
Yeah.
only thing I know. Yeah.
Beautiful, and this park is in the valley, right in the middle of where people go to sightsee. And we're doing Shotcrete, and there's not moose, but
Elk.
Like elk or something, yeah?
My Canadian friends are gonna crucify me for that. But yeah, elk, like
Antlered
squads-
animals.
squads of elk walking by, watching us do Shotcrete.
Wow.
And
that's cool.
that was probably one of the more memorable ones I've worked on. But Colorado did one up in the Collegiate Peak Valleys in Colorado years ago. That was amazing. And I mean, all of them stand out. But what's really the coolest part of all of this is that we get to come to different communities and become a part of those communities. Like we get invited to go skate so and so's backyard bowl, or
Coming to somebody's basement and do a podcast.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
All
You
his
know?
guys have been coming to the shop, showing such love and support.
Yeah, man.
Likewise, I'm like, you live right there? We got old man night on Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Little mini ramp. Come
There you
out.
go. Yeah, man.
And they're, and of course, I'm doing a ramp at my house. And I just had to get my platforms on, and they were like, what do you need? We'll come. We're down to help. We're here.
Dude, that's
And I'm
awesome.
like, whoa, okay.
So when you guys go to a new city and start a project like this, how big is the team that Newline sends? I mean, how many guys are? I know you guys are partnered with the local construction companies. How does all that work?
Well, so I'm a GC. So if the project's focused enough, we'll just run it ourselves. I'll pull the permits. We'll do all the site work. We'll do all the drainage. We'll even do the landscaping sometimes. If it's bigger, we'll usually try to find someone that's a site work contractor and say, all right, you strip this thing out, you put in all the drainage for us and do the rough buildup. Here's how we want it. And then we'll come out once the rough buildup's done and start laying out. Or like that's what we basically did with Brassfield
Brassfield Gory, yeah.
although they're doing a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's basically the deal that we worked with them too. Like we will build the skate park and we're out. There's no landscape, so to speak, in our park. There's a little bit of astroturf or artificial turf in the pump track, and they're going to do that.
They had that in Noonan. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
AstroTurf. Okay.
It looks like a little miniature putting green.
Yeah, that's sick.
So I mean, but yeah, a lot of times we'll do it ourselves. A lot of times we won't. It really just depends on the nature of the project, the logistics. Sometimes it's just in the middle of nowhere and you just have to do it all.
Sure.
Sometimes you wish you would have just done it all because the earthwork guy got it all wrong and you wind up doing it all
man.
over again anyway, and you still, So that's the headache of being a contractor, is trying to mitigate those things and get people to deliver what you need them to deliver,
Yeah, because it's such an art form, what you're trying to build and making sure it's all just like anything, I guess. But I don't know, with skateboarding being so close to my heart, I'm just like, man, they got to get it right. They got to get dudes in here that know what they're doing. Like, we don't need another Homewood situation or any of the other skate parks that are just like, you can't skate it. It's just like the transitions are wrong or whatever.
Yeah, everybody in our team, well, not everybody. Everybody basically is a skateboarder. We've got a couple of our ladies in administrative that, they're accountants and HR and stuff like that. But everybody else rides something, skateboard.
Some wheel-friendly something or other.
Couple guys ride mountain bikes and stuff too, but everybody on our crew skates and has a love for it, and it's of some level. So
you got a resume you could drop off on me before you leave? When you guys go to these towns, I guess do they just put you up in a local hotel? Do they get you at home? I mean, how long what's your schedule look like when you're doing these big projects? Fourth largest skate park in the country, you know what I mean?
We rent like my housing budget for this thing's about $100,000. I mean, we rent 4 apartments for 6 months.
6 months on site.
They even use the local company here, like Ship has that landing company.
Oh yeah.
So he said they use them for that.
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, landing's cool. My company has a good partnership with them.
They said they always use like try to use as many local like amenities or whatever as possible, I guess.
So how you liking Birmingham, by the way?
It's cool.
Have you ever been? Well, you said you're originally from New York, but you live in Florida now, and then obviously you've done a lot of traveling and stuff. Spent a lot of time in Alabama up until this point.
Never.
Okay,
Never.
yeah.
That's
usually the case.
Not even the Huntsville contest back in the 80s.
Yeah, actually.
Did you go to that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to be an NSA vert skater.
Were you?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So you were there
man.
for Bill Weiss doing Naked 540?
Yeah.
For the first time or whatever?
I pulled that up the other day. I don't know if it was just like trending or what, but I saw some video.
He was on the 9 Club.
I guess that was
week,
it.
And I was listening to it, and he's like, my first Naked 540 was Huntsville, Alabama at Underground Skate Park.
Yeah. I got some random, just, social media being what it is, just some random videos, some dude nude on the ramp. And I was like, it's crazy he brought that up.
That's crazy he was there,
Yep.
Well, we're psyched to have you, man, and we're stoked about the park.
Thank you.
Anything that we should be looking forward to that we haven't talked about, that we don't know is coming? I guess it's pretty much all out there, seeing the designs and seeing the fly-throughs. And even we were talking earlier, you took your own personal drone and flew through the construction site.
It's Newline's drone.
Yeah, our Newline's drone. So, but yeah, man, we're psyched.
Yeah, just keep watching. I post a lot.
Which everybody loves. I mean, just to get fed a little bit.
I know, man.
Everybody I talk to, they're like, I still don't believe it, or I still didn't believe it until I saw the coping. And I didn't believe it until I saw this aspect of it.
Right.
Now I still don't believe it till they're going to pour concrete.
Dude, I
And
still don't believe
that's
it.
next month now. It's like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, these guys are like, it's a time constraint for sure. It's a big project.
Yeah, you mentioned the World Games. I kind of forgot about that, but I'm sure like that's a big deadline.
It's going to be a big
what I mean?
deal. So they want it done by then. So these guys are cranking for sure.
Yeah. It's challenging to build something this big this fast, for sure.
Well, hopefully being under the bridge, maybe the rain isn't giving you such a headache. I don't know. We
like-
get a lot of rain here, but
We worked all day.
Yeah, you worked today, right?
Yeah, and it was rain. It was pouring when I got there this morning, but the job site's bone dry.
So do you
Dude.
think, like, as a skateboarder, is it going to be skatable kind of when it rains, or is it going to get a good bit?
No, there's like one little stripe down the very
Down
middle
the very middle. Okay.
that it's a little bit, and
Yeah.
then
But you'll find your
then
pockets.
The 2 pockets of the bowl get a little water, but there's 5 drains in that bowl,
Okay.
so it'll be 2.
But for somebody just wanting to skate, you'll find a little corner you can skate
Oh, yeah.
or something. Cool.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
Yep.
dude, that's awesome, man.
Because we get a lot of rain here.
Yep.
And I know you work today too, man. How's faith
Yeah.
with the holidays and hopefully 21's been good
It's
for you guys
yeah,
and stuff?
man, it's good. You know, today was last Saturday before Christmas, and we were cranking all day.
Sure, that's
Uh,
awesome.
it's
Well, I'm
been
glad
good.
we were able to make this
Yeah.
work because we were messaging back and forth, and I was like, I gotta have Peter on, man. If we're gonna talk about the park, we gotta have him here.
Yeah. And then you were messaging me.
I was
on my
messaging
phone
you on your
and
phone and on this. It was a mess.
Then I saw this that it could happen, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm responding on like two.
Because I think I'd already told you, like, yeah, we're just gonna wait till after the holidays,
Right.
And then he responded to an earlier message where I pitched the 6:30 time slot, and I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can make that happen.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I'm so invested. I'll be here, no problem. Like, I'm so stoked. I'm such a nerd. I go to the job site every day. After
I haven't
work.
ridden down there, man. I'm like afraid to. I don't know.
You pull in. There's like a municipal building, Jefferson County Municipal Building.
Yeah.
You pull in their parking lot. You can just look through the fence like a little kid.
Yep.
And then the bowl's right there.
Yeah, there was a biker standing there today going.
I think I know him too.
Yeah,
He came in earlier and
I'm
he's
like,
like,
cool.
dude, I've been driving or riding by every day, man, and
Yeah.
saw the progress. So
Yep.
Psyched up. Now, for those that don't know, kind of the layout of City Walk, it's like, what, 10 blocks long?
Nine.
9 blocks. So the section of the skate park, where is it in relation
Between
to
17th and 18th.
17th and 18th? So full city block.
kind of catty corner to ASFA.
Okay.
Alabama School
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Fine
yeah,
Arts.
yeah.
Alabama School of Fine Arts is like here. Skate park's sitting more here.
Just kind of off to this. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can't make those kids peer out the window all day. You got to keep them on
Sure.
task. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
We're actually responsible for a roller rink that's right next to the skate
Yeah,
park
yeah.
too.
That's another. We're getting
Really?
a roller
Yeah.
rink right next to it.
11,000 square foot roller
Yep.
rink.
What does that look like? Is
It's just a giant.
it just a flat pad, or does it actually have like an oval, like
It's an oval.
where it goes in a circle, like a track?
It has ledges you could probably skate.
Yep. Brassfield already did the ledge around the whole thing, and
Yeah.
it's 11,000 square foot. It's like 170 yards of concrete in
Yep.
one pour.
Wow.
And then there's a
Roller rink.
rock climbing wall right there too. Now I saw they just put up. I
Dude,
mean,
that's insane, man. There's so much stuff I don't even.
There's gonna be a dog park.
A dog park.
Dog
lake,
park, I saw
like
that.
a fake lake. All kinds of stuff.
Have you been involved with any other big, where the skate park was part of a larger city project like this?
I mean, they're all kind of like that.
Sure.
Even Noonan. Noonan was this beat up old baseball field that had like a busted drain pipe going through it, and it was condemned for 10 years. There were sinkholes all along the drain pipe, so you couldn't even go in there. And that became a huge skate park, and then like a nice community building, playground, multi-purpose
yeah,
field.
they got a little
you know.
splash pad up there too, like a huge
Yeah.
slide.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun zone, man.
Yeah, rarely
For kids.
We rarely just do a park like by the police station anymore,
Okay, just
you know?
off, set off by itself.
Yeah, usually it's part of
incorporated.
something else nice. Yeah.
With you being with Newline for the past 5 years and then doing skate parks for 10 years before that, have you seen? Is there an increase in demand for skate parks nowadays?
Yeah.
Like the popularity. Like
Yeah.
we kind of hinted at that when we
Yeah,
had you on.
Just skate shop alone, like it's everybody skates now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say everybody's a skateboarder, but everybody skates, or and this is all wheel friendly park, right?
Yeah.
So bikes, God forbid, scooters.
Scooters, yeah. Rollerblades, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely huge right now, especially with the Olympics. You're going to see more and more funding for training facilities for your athletes.
Okay. Having skateboarding in the Olympics didn't hurt. Yeah.
Did not hurt. And every construction team out there is busy. Every company there is. But
I feel like we're lucky we were able to get them
While we could.
on
Yeah,
the right
man.
time. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we're a year off schedule because of COVID and whatnot, but I
Right.
mean, still they've been busy.
yeah,
Dude, that's amazing.
Yep.
And how big is your team that's on site with you?
we have.
I know you're not the only guy out there, slinging concrete. So.
Yeah, there's 10 of us, and we're actually hiring. We're looking for.
All right, guys. Anybody listening? You want to go build skate parks and
We're
live
looking
like
for 2 more
live like
people.
Tony, man? That sounds
If I was 25 years younger, I'd be all over it, man.
a lot of travel involved. I would imagine.
Yeah, yep. That's
Not necessarily a bad.
and
thing.
it's not easy work.
Yeah,
It's-
man. I mean, it's construction, sure.
Yeah, you're out there digging in the dirt. You're dragging really heavy rebar around. Your concrete is filthy work, It's been on that Dirtiest Jobs shotcrete has.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. He was doing a tunnel, which is really dirty.
You and Mike go back.
Yeah.
Old micro.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's sometimes a shocker for people. We really try to vet people when we interview them. Like, this is a big commitment and a big life change going out on the road. But we're family out on the road. We work together, we live together, we skate together, we build together.
Sounds awesome, man.
It's cool.
Sounds like a cool lifestyle.
Yeah.
Every one of the guys I met, they had nothing bad to say.
Yeah.
They love, I guess, being there, being a part of it, traveling, new scenes.
Yeah,
Sure.
we got a great team. Our guys are all really good guys. They work really hard.
Well, since you're going to be in town for a while, we'll have to catch up and go get some barbecue or something. So,
Right on.
well, we love having you guys in town, and thanks for all the hard work you guys are doing. And just speaking from the skate community here in Birmingham, and I mean, I think we're all couldn't be more excited for what's happening. And rad that you were able to come and kind of share a little bit with us. And hopefully, maybe once we get closer to the finish line, maybe we can get you back on at some point and kind of talk about how it all turned out.
Definitely.
So
Maybe do one of these out at the
man, maybe
Yeah.
we can figure out a mobile
be cool.
setup, go out there and do some
go in the-
shoot some
in
footage.
the bottom of the bowl or something.
You got
Yeah,
that
dude.
van out
Photos.
there. It's got to have stuff.
Yeah, dude, we can do something, man. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tony, thanks for coming, man. This is rad. Peter, always a
Yes, sir.
thrill having
Anytime.
you here. And yeah, man, we'll catch you on the next one.